Hey everyone, this is Stacy with SF Johnson Consulting and Construction Services, and today is Thursday, and we are going to have a mix of safety, grading, and underground utilities. So, in this video, we're going to discuss the very hard job of excavation and how to read the plans if if you don't have a really good set. In this case, we have a really good set in terms of the grading, right? So when we talk about excavation, we have the existing grade, and then we have the grade of the where the pipe or underground manhole or something needs to go. And so, if you're looking from a plan view, which is what this is, the view from above, and so just quickly, what we're looking at is just a cut out. If you look, imagine you're hovering over in a helicopter, you're looking down on the very front of the building, and so they're only showing us the very front of the building. Here's a door just to show you, maybe the very back of the building. But the whole purpose is to show you all of the storm drains because we're talking about underground utilities in the civil set. Okay, and so all of these markers are pointing to what everything is. So what we're doing here is we have existing uh, concrete, existing. This is the homes to suites where we're building a new hotel at this spot. So we have existing parking lot, existing driveway, and then we're adding new storm drains, sidewalks, basin, storm drain basin areas. And so it's just giving us that portion of the plan in this section because the whole point is to give you a good, reliable way in order to determine your cut and fill totals. Okay, so when we talk about excavation, we're either cutting, meaning we got to dig into the dirt and pull some out, or we're filling. Right, we're putting the dirt in. But when we have to put in new storm drains and underground utilities, right? We're always going to have to cut. We always have to get in there and go put the stuff underground and then backfill it and whatever. And so this is showing us all of our new storm drains and then the little and it points to them. So this is a Z. It's calling it Z drop inlet basin, and that's what this is. And this is the storm drain. And this is because when we talk about storm drains, it's always a combination of the basin, the storm drain, and a manhole. Okay, and so this is representative of the storm drain manhole. Okay, and then all the way down. It's just naming everything. Okay, and remember this is the plan view, the view from above. You see some new sidewalks that are going to be built. Okay, new curbs, new everything right here. So really it's like existing and new. Okay, and so they give us a plan view, but in order to majorly assist you in determining your just happens to be cutting boulevard, your cut and fill totals. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like this, but when I see these, I go ahead and I say, yeah, I can do the excavation estimate. Otherwise, I don't do excavation estimates when they only have the plan view of the contour lines, which is when they only give you these things from a plan view. So they'll give you the existing contour line, okay, and then they'll give you what is desired, which is, I'm not sure if that's the contour line or not. Yeah, it is. Or, yeah, and that's the slope of the land. They want it to slope towards the basins or away from. Okay, make sure I know what I'm looking at. Okay, and so when you have a profile view, now what's the profile view? The profile view is what they give us here at the bottom. So if you look here on the profile view, profile views are intended to give you the existing grade and then all of the proposed grades, but on a scale. Okay? That's the whole point. You can't measure anything on a set of construction documents unless it's on a scale. When you're looking at a plan view on contour lines, you basically just have to guess. If that's 50.01 and you need 50 for it to be graded properly, then you're guessing all the way. And it's just impossible to do it accurately that way. But when you have something like this, so what is this view? This view is as if they, just like any section view, it's a section view of the land though. So it's as if they took a knife, right, and cut all the way through from here to here. They opened it up, and now they stepped you inside, and you're standing right here, underground, right, because this is the existing grade. You're standing underground, and now it's to scale. So what do you need for cut and fill totals? You need 3 dimensions. You need a width, a depth, and a length in this case. Okay, so it's telling you that the horizontal or the length scale is for every inch you measure, it's 10 feet. And then for the vertical scale, for every inch you measure, it's 2 feet. So I put it on scale, and I did 1 equals 20, because they're on any normal scale. You're not going to get this for every 1 inch. You have 1 to 1 foot, but so you can multiply that by 2. There's a number of ways you can do it as long as your multiplier is good. Well, what I did is, which one did I use? I use 1 inch equals 20 and divide by 10. So basically each one of the vertical divisions is 1 foot. Okay, so now what can I do? Well, from our plan view, we're always going to give the plan view a foot on either side of the pipe. So that's 2 feet. Okay, as far as, so that's 2 feet. As far as this width, the length, and the profile view helps you determine the width. And those are your 3 dimensions. So in this case, if you can go ahead and, so in real life, what do I have to do? I basically I don't have to cut all the way down into here just for these. So what are we looking at? This is all new work. So if this is a new pipe, oh wait, this is a new curb. Okay, so these are curbs, that's a curb. Pipes don't start till here. So we have what? The drop inlet. Okay, so this has to be dug out. Okay, so we have to cut basically. For our curb, we have to cut. We have to cut because this is existing grade, but we want our curb to start down here. So all of this has to be cut. Okay, and so, you can give that, what's the distance? Remember, 3 dimensions. So if you use this scale for 2 to get an area, you can make the other dimension a foot. A foot on each side, 2 feet. But for the curb amount, I give it, if you want to be tight, think about installing a new curb. You got to put in the form work. If you give it a foot on each side, even for the curb, you'll be fine. So that's your 3rd dimension is 2. So this area, because it's to scale, that's going to give you an area. That's 2, and then a foot on each side of the curb is going to give you a 3rd dimension, which is 2. You see, so you'll have cubic feet. Divide by 27, you have cubic yards of dirt. Okay, and so because remember that's your existing, this is the elevation of the ramp, starts from here to here. So really your new work is starting here. This is all existing. This is all new work. And so, in terms of your dirt, right, we're looking at a section view of the earth, the elevation. This is existing. You got to cut all that out to get down here. Because this is where you need to really start the new curve. Gutter. Gutter starts here, down here. So you have to cut out from here to where the gutter starts. Okay, and then we get to, so you can determine that area, right, until you get here, and then you got to cut more. You can do that area too. That area, everything's a foot on either side. Okay, foot on either side. Right, plan view. So 3 dimensions for earthwork. This profile view of the earth gives you two because it's to scale. So just like you're doing just the same way you're doing a floor area, where you can do this small area too, if you have a digitized software. Because again, existing, but you need to get down here. And two, you need to get way down here. At this point, you need to get down here. Okay? Because this is where our new whatever this is, a basin. We're digging down, we're making a basin. All right? So, in terms of the basin, we have to go way down here. So you start from beginning to end. That's why, or else you just guessing. You need a profile view of the earth for cut and fill earthwork. Otherwise, you can't determine your 3 dimensions required to create a cubic yard total. Volumes, dirt, concrete, all that. Sand, gravel, cubic yards. You need 3 dimensions. So if you have a profile view of the earth, you can use the scale here to give you an area. That's 2 dimensions. And in your third, you say, well, it's going to be built here. I'm going to give my third dimension a foot on that side, a foot on this side, which is 2 feet. So that's your third dimension. And then divide by 27, because at that point you'll have what? Cubic feet. Right? But you need cubic yards. Okay? And so, first challenge always in underground utilities is, how do I determine how much dirt I have to take out in order to place the underground utility? So now, we're not even talking about placing the utility. We're just talking about digging up the dirt so we can prep now the part we dug out. But at that point, usually what you got to put the thrust blocks in there, depending on the type of pipe, and you have to put gravel base on it. So really, you're going to be looking at your section views when it comes to putting in your utilities. What's the bedding for the pipe, and how far? Then how do you determine your cubic yards of backfill dirt? Well, the cubic yards of dirt you took out minus the area that the pipe takes in cubic yards, basically, if you really want to get that deep with it. And you should, because you need to determine from the cut material if you have enough for the fill material, considering all the other things you have to do. But if you are digging out basins, right, way down in here, you chances are you have enough fill material for after, because you have to fill in where your pipes are, and all this is dirt except that. And now this is and this is all on top of each other, but as you can see here, the pipes run here, but the basin's over here. Okay, so it looks like it's right on top of each other, but it's not. So there is fill material between all here, and the distance between where our pipes are running and our basin is, that's fill material, like rebuilding the mountain and then leaving a big swimming pool size on one end of it to catch storm drain water and to go out into the main system. Okay, so when you are doing excavation, you need a profile view. Don't try to drive yourself crazy. Okay. Sometimes a set of plans will give you how many cubic yards to get it right, which is great. Okay, so we do the main excavation, and then once we get it back to ground, then we fine grade it, right? And then we go in, and now we're going to do the work to install foundations and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, I think this is our first presentation on the. This is very important though when it comes to earthwork and excavation. You have to have a view like this to be really accurate in your cubic yard numbers. So, all right, if any questions, please send it in the comments, and make sure to watch the basics of in our basics section. The MEP site plan goes over more of the terminology on, you know, contour lines before and after, how it's represented. That'll give you a fuller basics understanding, and then we get into, you know, how you read stuff like this. All right, so give me your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We have Thursday night concert. Not sure if we're doing it today until we get some votes, but you know, everything takes time. So enjoy the rest of the day, and please make sure to look for more videos very soon.